Hi there, I'm Craig. I'm the head instructor of Ottawa Swordplay, and today we're doing a video on how to properly grip a sword. And we're mostly going to be talking about the long sword, or the sword in two hands, and how we grip that. And there are multiple ways that we grip a sword. We're going to be talking about the two most fundamental ones for holding a sword in the long grip. And the first thing is that when we're holding a sword, we want to hold it in a relaxed grip always. And one of the ways we can help with that is by just holding it in sort of a pinch grip here. We call it the handshake grip most of the time, but what I'm doing, I'm putting the first knuckle of my first finger on just below the crossguard on the grip, and then I'm putting my thumb opposite so that I'm pinching it there. And now just between my thumb and first finger, I'm supporting the weight of the sword. Now I can bring my other fingers around there, but they should be relaxed and supporting rather than really gripping. If I grip the sword really tightly, I'm going to tire myself out and lose control of the sword as well. Now our second hand, we want to hold the sword as well, and I want to hold it down close to the pommel. Some of the sources say or show that it's better to hold it further up. There's lots of advantages that we specifically like here for holding down by the pommel. And again, I'm just pinching it lightly between my thumb and first finger, and then letting my other fingers relax around it. So we can get a little close up there of the grip of the sword so you can see what that looks like. And it is important that we want to be relaxed as we're doing that grip. All right, so this is our handshake grip. The second grip that we use a lot is the thumb grip. And in the handshake grip, the crossguard is in line with my forearm, which means the structure of my arm is supporting the long edge of the sword. But sometimes I want to change that for a number of reasons, so I need to switch to the thumb grip. In the thumb grip, I'm going to put my thumb up on the flat here, and now the structure of my arm is supporting the flat, and the crossguard is making a T. The fact that my thumb is up on the flat basically just gets it out of the way. It's more about the structure of my arm here. Also, when I do that, I line up my thumbs of both hands, and we'll get a little close-up of that as well. I don't actually usually put my thumb right up here on the handle, but if I'm holding my sword in such a way that I can line my thumbs up, then I've got the right position. But this thumb does go right up there onto the flat. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about making this transition, and we'll stay zoomed in here for this. So there's a couple of things. I want to keep my finger where it is because that just makes it faster and easier. So my thumb will shift and my grip shifts, but you can see my fingers are mostly staying in place as I make that change. And I'm using my left hand to drive the sword into position, and that makes it a lot easier. On the other hand, or on the single hand, I can do this one-handed. When I do that, I'm going to use the heel of my hand here to help push the sword into that thumb grip as I make that transition. And this is a little bit harder, but if I'm using something like a grossemesser, single sword, I really need to do that. That's the only thing making that transition. And if I get good at that, when I'm doing this with a two-handed sword, I'm using both hands to make that transition, and it makes a stronger, better transition in that case. So we can zoom back at it now. I want to talk about one other aspect of the thumb grip that often confuses people, and that's just that I want to keep my thumb always on the same side of the sword. And that's really easy to illustrate with the grossemesser, because the grossemesser has this nagel sticking out of the crossguard on the wrong side. So right now, my thumb is on the inside side, and when I flip into the thumb grip, it's still on that side, always opposite the nagel. And there's no way for me to put my thumb here, the nagel's just in the way. But there's other structural reasons why it's useful to do that. So when I'm using a longsword and I make that transition, it's important that my thumb is just moving up the same side of the sword that it's on, instead of wrapping around to the other side. This feels really incredibly awkward to me. It is also definitely a weaker position than just staying on the same side. So that's the basics of the handshake grip and the thumb grip and how to make a transition between them. We'll see you in our next class.